now and then, a leftist newspaper, Gideon Optics, go check them out, will write a hit piece that turns out to read more like an advertisement. And that's exactly what we have here, guys. So let's go ahead and discuss it. Welcome back to the channel. I am joined by my friend here, Flying Rich. Flying Rich, how are you doing, my friend?
Good. Driving as always.
Driving as always. All right, so we're sponsored by Definition Knives. That's why it says Definition Knives on top. Even though they don't pay me any money. And Fraghouse Design Studios, they don't pay me money either. Steve from Fragout is probably still stuck up in a tree, but whatever. Today, we're going to be talking about an article that came out this morning from a little newspaper in the UK called The Guardian. The Guardian is a UK newspaper, so you can imagine what they think of the Second Amendment. Now, they decided that they were going to write a hit piece on GOA. But I don't think that they really understand the audience that GOA is going for, because instead of being a hit piece, which I think they intended it to be a hit piece, they wrote what would probably be the greatest advertisement for GOA, and it's on the front page of the Guardian too.
No way. What, it was slow news day?
A front page of the Guardian, and their hit piece is, I mean, if I read this and I didn't know anything about GOA, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm signing up. So I'm going to bring up the article here. Read the headline. I'll read the headline for you. Since
yeah, I can't read.
Inside the gun absolutist bold plot to repeal one of America's strongest firearms law. Gun Owners of America, which sees the NRA as soft, has the National Firearms Act in its sights, and it's ready for battle. Okay. So, yes. Accurate statement.
That's what my membership is for. That's why I'm a member.
100% accurate. I mean, it's funny, man.
What's common sense to us is an extreme leap. First off, to an American domestic liberal, but forget about Britain, where they're banning spoons.
Yeah, but I just think it's funny that it's like one of the best headlines ever. And then it goes through, he talks about the NFA. Everyone here knows what the NFA is and how, no one's considered repealing it. But then it brings up GOA, and it calls GOA the no compromise faction of the gun lobby.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Among one of the loudest voices. And then it talks about how GOA is growing, and it's quadrupled in size over the last decade, and how it's replacing the NRA.
Replacing?
Yeah.
But what's funny to me is GOA is still doing this at a fraction of the NRA budget. I think the NRA is like getting their head on straight. I think they've been doing more of the right thing than they have in the past. And I think they realize they're getting their lunch eaten.
Yeah, they talked to a guy, a political scientist named Robert Spitzer, who wrote 6 books on gun policy. And his quote is phenomenal. That the NRA has to watch its flank because these extremist groups like Gun Owners of America have been relentlessly attacking the NRA as not being tough enough. One thing, that's not accurate. GOA has never attacked the NRA.
I could see their drama writing saying that,
Yeah, GOA has not been attacking the NRA whatsoever. The next line says, with these political winds blowing in its favor, GOA have begun drafting language sometime last year to remove suppressors and short barrel long guns from the NFA. After sharing the proposal with a few interested leaders, they worked with sympathetic Republican lawmakers to wedge it into the budget reconciliation bill. Andrew Clyde on the House side and Roger Marshall, Mike Capo, and Steve Daines in the Senate. We had the language, and we had key members of Congress to introduce it. So basically, they're giving GOA all the credit for getting that in there, which if you're looking for a gun rights organization, instead of driving you away from the gun rights organization, that would probably drive you to it.
But again, it's their echo chamber. They have no idea who they're talking to or talking about. And why would the Guardian care?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about knife rights in England.
Yeah. Then it talks about how when it passed the House, that it only had the removal of the removal of the tax stamp until it was going to pass the House with only the removal of the tax stamp, but GOA said it was watered down and used its pressure to go ahead and get it pushed back in.
Yes, in the Senate. Yeah.
And then they talked about the lawsuit and how GOA has a good chance of winning that lawsuit because of what they set up.
The $0 tax.
Yeah.
Is a registry.
I gotta stop sharing this. But what I think is hilarious is that they wrote this article to be like a hit piece.
Now, what prompted them to do this? Did the GOA take some sort of legal action recently? Did they make a filing, or was this just a story they figured slow news day they're going to drop this?
So it's a long article. It's like a couple thousand words, and they talk to Giffords, and one of the things that Gifford says is crazy. Basically, most courts address this question and have found NFA items are not even arms.
What? I mean, we're not talking black powder guns. We're talking firearms.
Yeah, well, they're saying that they're not protected arms. That's what Gifford's told. But it's well,
we did have a flip-flop on suppressors being protected or not being protected arms.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of... let me read you another quote. This is from Billy Clark from, I think he's from Guns Down America. No, Giffords. This growing extremism amongst the new generation of gun rights groups, this absolute no compromise, strike down every single gun law that has ever existed. It's starting to permeate more. It's this thing we've seen creeping into the rhetoric. We think it just shows how out of touch they've become with the average gun owner. Nope.
Ooh. Wow. And again, you're in your own echo chamber, just like, Crump and I think full auto and cans are very normal and normal people have them. These people think it's, awful that somebody actually owns a pistol.
M. Gabriel brings up a quote that says, as bad as the NRA is, the GOA is even worse. That's from Harry Reid.
Dirty Harry Reid. Rest in peace.
What is freaking hilarious is this hit piece is probably the best advertisement that they could get. And sticking it on the front page of their paper, you can't buy it. I mean, you can. That probably costs hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to get that type of press.
Right.
But they but they decided to give it to GOA for free. So I think it's just absolutely hilarious how out of touch they are. They think that somehow this makes GOA look bad, but actually you know, if I had no idea what GOA was and I read this article, I would be Googling gun owners of America.
Right, right. And it bothers me, like, why does England even care? I could see maybe Canada writing this article saying, "Oh my gosh, you know, those guns could come here,"
Yeah.
as opposed to the Canadians, the what is it, the sheriff or their version of the sheriff saying, "Hey, somebody breaks in, serve them crumpets and tea. Don't get them mad."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
When
But
they break in, make sure you leave your keys by the door so they don't have to root through your house for them, for your
yeah,
car.
when I read this article, I just had to laugh because I'm like, this is the best press ever. I mean, this
Maybe
sounds
the
like
New
something
York
I would
Times
write.
and maybe some domestic papers can pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to the chief editor at AmmoLand, Freddie, and he's like, maybe we should reach out and see if we can rerun it.
Oh, that's pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
It's really funny. What are they supposed to write about in the UK? Grooming gangs?
Ooh. Kitchen knife reform.
Yeah, I guess. I just thought it was kind of funny, and I had to share it when I read the article. I was like, I'm gonna stroke and check the GOA. I'm a lifetime member, but I'm still gonna stroke and check the GOA today because of this article.
Right? That's pretty darn good press. I hope Eric Pratt
Not
writes him a
only am
thank you
I
letter.
not only am I a lifetime member, but look at that. Let's see. Yeah. No compromise business card. All right, guys. Well, that is it. I just wanted to bring that up because I thought it was kind of hilarious.
So no document dump Friday. We don't have any good ish coming through.
I have so many articles right now that I'm working on that I was going to cover some other stuff today, but I just don't have the bandwidth to do it. Yeah, I got like
And
6 articles. I'm trying to get them out because there's other stuff like an update I can give you guys. Just the other day when the federal government asked to argue against assault weapons bans, the 7th Circuit has approved that. So yeah, they will be arguing. Yeah.
Oh wow! So the feds get the day in court arguing for our rights.
For our natural rights, which is amazing.
Amen. That works.
Amazing. Polar Knights, we need more guns. Some moron told the American president we have oil and gas in Norway. Well, that's from Polar Knights. Polar Knights, it looks like you guys might need a little dose of freedom coming your way.
That's cool.
You know.
So when is Polar Knights coming to the States so we can take them out for a good time?
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm getting out of here. I gotta do some stuff. And with that, we are gone. Rich, stay around for a minute. And see you guys later.